if you could click on this video, you might have been intrigued by the title. And one of the fundamental questions one might ask themselves is, what should one do, and how should one do it? And this is a question that I've never really found an answer to in life. Even from my young age, I would say between 10, I would just stare aimlessly at windows and asking myself, like, what's the meaning of life? What's my purpose in this world? And I would always find myself dreading whilst asking that question, because I couldn't find a definitive answer. I couldn't find something that I would truly believe was the right answer for me. And I think it's in life, there's people obviously believe that in religion, and they are pious, and they think that God has the answer to everything in their life. And it's basically a supreme power, supernatural power that determines how their life plays out. And then there's, at the end of the spectrum, there's the nihilists, those who don't believe in anything, who believe that life was without doesn't have an inherent purpose, human life, that we can just be who we want to be and there's no real meaning behind it. And I think religion and nihilism, they're kind of the same thing, because religious people believe without God their life has no purpose, and then people who don't believe in God believe that their life has no purpose, period. So obviously there's people who transition to God, and there's people that don't. And for me, I'm 37 this year, and I still haven't found an answer to that question. I mean, I've tried to kind of do what society expects you to do, find a job, but I never found fulfillment in any jobs that I've done. I always find them soulless in a way. It's just places that you go to, that you get told what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and you get given feedback based on what they deem to be good performance, satisfactory or unsatisfactory performance. But at the same time, I never felt like I was achieving anything meaningful. I always saw jobs as just a form of accumulating currency to be able to afford a basic standard of living. I don't know if other people watching this feel the same way about their job, but I certainly found that most people, especially in workplaces that I've been to, they tend to not really find their job fulfilling or stimulating, and actually they complained a lot of times, particularly when it came to targets, because most jobs, they have targets. Even the most simplest jobs, they might have targets on how to engage with people, or the productivity behind it, how fast to serve customers, or to fulfill whatever tasks that you have. And there's a deadline to everything in life, I suppose, for a reason. It's obviously because of time constraints, that people have to get things done in order to satisfy customers, and also financial constraints. I mean, the quicker you do something, usually the more cost effective it is. Especially if you're an hourly paid employee, it makes a big difference when it comes to costs, if an employer is as productive as it can possibly be. But for me, I never found I've always had like low skill jobs anyway, so it wasn't really a big deal for them. If I was capable or incapable, they could just get rid of me and train somebody else within a day or two, and they could just get up to speed with the job within no more than a week, I would say. But obviously, if you're somebody who has got an esoteric skill set where it takes a long time, and there's a degree of talent associated to it, then I guess you have more leverage, you have more bargaining power to say, look, I know my worth. I know that the labor market doesn't have many people of my ability and my skills. But most people, in the UK, I would say 50% of people don't have that leverage. And I'm one of those people. I don't consider myself to have ever had bargaining power with an employer to say, this is what I can offer you, and there's not much outside of me that can offer this service. So, but for me, now it's just life feels more like just a drag. Just days just feel like unfulfilling, unrewarding, unstimulating, because I came to live in a foreign country here, and I was born in Italy, and I came to live in the UK. But to be honest, I always found the British culture a little bit empty. It seems like it's just about self-gratification in a way, because it's all about you in this country. It's just about going out and drinking and buying as much, basically drinking, eating. It's just based on consumption. It's just basically, it's very narcissistic. It's very self-centered. It's very narcissistic. And for me, I never really felt it was a healthy society, I never felt that it was a society where people cared about each other. It was more like they care for, if you go somewhere, they serve you with a smile, but it's more to do with them creating an ambience that's welcoming and pleasant for you to want to go and spend their money with them. It wasn't really real, authentic, genuine care towards a person. So I find British culture very, I would say, very cold. Not very people centered. It's very individualistic. But let me know your experience of life, and have you managed to find your purpose, and how did you find the answer to the questions of what one ought to do with their life. I'll be looking out for the comments, and I appreciate your time, and thank you for listening.